procedure data isn't consistent or up to date, it actually directly impacts your patient care in a few important ways. First, it creates confusion at the point of care. So when your clinicians are searching for terms, they might see multiple versions of the same test or procedure. Maybe it has unclear naming conventions. It ultimately just makes it harder to confidently select the right order. And then that can lead to errors or delays. So especially if the wrong test was ordered, or if key details like specimen type or methodology aren't captured correctly. And those pertain directly to your lab orders and the link codes. And lastly, it really can impact your continuity of care, because when your data isn't standardized, it doesn't really translate well across systems. So that could be between healthcare organizations or even within your own, which really makes it harder for care teams to share and interpret patient information. So ultimately, I think it introduces friction into what should be a very streamlined clinical workflow. Inconsistent procedure data, in my opinion, can create a significant operational burden, and I also think it's highly underestimated too. Most organizations, they're maintaining thousands, multiple thousands of procedure records, and a lot of that work is still very manual. So that means your teams are constantly cleaning up those duplicate or outdated terms, they're fixing incorrect terms or missing code mappings, and then they're also on the side still having to manage the updates to the standard code systems like LOINC or CPT. In many of those cases, it's your highly trained staff like lab analysts that are pulled away from clinical or strategic work just to maintain those dictionaries. Not a great use of their time. And because the data lives across multiple systems and workflows, even small inconsistencies or errors can create downstream rework across scheduling, billing, and reporting teams. So it really becomes a continuous cycle of maintenance rather than having something that's scalable, sustainable in an overall process. Having accurate standardized procedure data is foundational really for reporting and quality programs. When mapping, especially to standards like LOINC, LOINC is complicated. When that's incomplete or inconsistent, organizations can run into you might see gaps in quality measure reporting, like ECQMs, inaccurate or incomplete data submissions. You might even see a few missed opportunities for performance-based incentives. In value-based care environments, what that means to an organization, it can translate directly into a financial impact, because reimbursement and performance scoring really depend on having that complete high-quality data, and that really starts at that foundational level. So even if your care is being delivered correctly, if your underlying data isn't structured and coded properly, organizations don't or may not get credit for it. The problem with inconsistent procedure data, it's becoming much more of an urgency, because basically just where healthcare is heading. On the interoperability side, there's increased regulatory pressure. So there's things like US CDI to exchange standardized data across systems. If your procedure data isn't normalized and mapped correctly, it's going to limit your ability to share and really ingest data and use it effectively. And then with AI, I kind of feel like the stakes are even higher, because AI is so prominent these days. And AI models really rely on clean, consistent, well-structured data. So if your underlying data is fragmented, inconsistent, incorrect, you're going to end up with unreliable outputs or missed insights from that. So what I think used to be more of an operational inconvenience, it's really now more of a strategic risk almost, because it's impacting the organization's ability to participate in data exchange, leverage AI, and really compete in a more data-driven healthcare environment.